We make the strings louder.
This thing on? What's up, guys? 2017 in review. This is I don't know how to say it. I mean, 2017, it's just been insane. Like I started off with basically 100,000 subscribers, and right now we are like creeping up on 200. We're at like 199,619 subscribers. So we're less than 400 away from 200,000. This is December 31st when I'm recording this, so you never know. By the time this is up, we might be at 200. So thank each and every one of you guys. I know a lot of you guys are here from the Super Project. A lot of you guys came over from Adam's videos. A lot of you guys are just, I guess, into cars and randomly strolled across my my stuff on the internet, and I appreciate that. So this 2017 review is going to be a little bit different. I'm being kind of lazy about it. Like I don't save all of my footage, and downloading all the clips off of YouTube would take like a year. So we are basically, we're just gonna go ahead and scroll through my YouTube, and I'm setting a stopwatch so I don't ramble for too long. But so essentially we're gonna creep on my YouTube channel. I guess the way that maybe like somebody who was new here would, but I'm basically going to kind of scroll through some of my videos, go back, kind of explain some things, kind of highlight a couple moments, some things that I think are pretty relevant on the channel, and I guess kind of things. I mean, I've been making about 3 videos a week for 2017, at least 2 to 3 videos a week. So I'm not going to go through them all, but I will definitely kind of skip around here and there. But yeah, 2017 has been just absolutely a roller coaster. So I guess let's start it out with like one of the most fun projects that I think I've actually done, and that was the Haggard Garage like Crown Vic burnout car. And kind of explain the situation with this. They were building a Crown Vic, and then as a burnout car, and then I was like, oh, this would be a great idea, like to just do like a quick little challenge. I found a cheap Crown Vic on the internet, and I was like, all right, let's do this. So we literally put this thing together with turbo parts I had laying around the shop, a turbo off a 7.3 Power Stroke, and then the challenge was to see who could do the best burnout within like a minute. So here was my kind of submission. This was my very first video, January 1st, and obviously I ended up winning the burnout challenge, but check this out. So we're counting down over here the seconds. So we're basically doing a 1-minute burnout. And the marks are still on the ground over there. I've never seen tire marks last that long, because it's almost been a year. It has been a year. Yeah, that, like I said, that was probably the most fun project I've actually done. If you guys haven't noticed by my videos, I really like having like a purpose or like a challenge or a reason to build a car. I love building cars, and I mean I have all these ideas in my head, but I like having a reason. Second thing is the Supra. Here it is, part 9. It's finally here. We're working on the Supra. You can see in this video I basically kind of started it out and showing you guys the body kit that I have, or that I purchased for the thing, which is a Shine Auto body kit. You could see the Supra was kind of in primer, and had been in primer, and then it been blocked, and it's crazy how many times that thing has actually been in primer. So you'd see that stuff. Scroll through a little bit, show you guys the engine bay was terrible on this thing, like really bad. Like super bad. Yeah, here we go. I don't think a lot of people remember how bad the engine bay actually was. This 5 people literally tried to turn this into a race car before it got to me. and I mean, it's, you know, a salvage car or whatever. But so that stuff was just terrible. So in that video, I kind of talk about that, talk about some of the trailer tubs, going over a couple things like that. But silly advertisements. Yeah, there I am, kind of checking out, seeing how the whole trailer tub thing is gonna fit. Moving along, we announced that Jamie was pregnant. When was this? This was January 16th. So Jamie was, I think we found out she was pregnant in, I don't know, I forget exactly when we figured it out. She was 8 weeks though, when we did figure it out. But here is Jamie going for a drive in my 2JZ S14 drift car. She kind of killed it right there.
You gotta let it out easy. Easy.
But she did a pretty good job. She actually ripped it pretty hard too. She got into some boost. Yeah, she's actually been driving my Saab a lot recently, and really likes driving like the manual cars. But essentially, my drift car, that's, you know, one of the things I was kind of teaching her in almost. So she did a really good job at that. Let's see. Then so we went ahead and we took my 2JZ S14 to the dyno. Curious why my thing's blinking. Uh-oh, I'm running out of memory. We took my 2JZ S14 to the dyno, as well as Jesse's 1JZ, and we got some dyno numbers. So that pole was on 17 pounds of boost, stock ECU, and it made like 537. The, you know, wheel horsepower, whatever, corrected. The dyno numbers were skewed because I do have a CD09 transmission in there, and I was in 4th gear instead of 5th gear. So you can see it shows 537 and like 483, but the actual numbers are around like 440 so horsepower, because that's what we dynoed the giveaway car at. Yeah, that was awesome to see the power that thing made, you know, on the stock ECU. And you know, that's basically been the same exact setup that's been in my drift car for like a little over a year now, with the single turbo on it, and just drift it, beat the crap out of it. And then also my buddy Jesse's, he had his 1JZ S13 coupe he brought up there as well. So his car, I believe, made a little over 300 horse. Let's see if we could skip to the dyno numbers. So 316 horse and 340 torque. So that's basically 100% stock, like 1JZ, and with the boost turned up. So that thing, it definitely rips. And then that project led straight into kind of Jesse's drift car makeover. So basically, he was 100% stock 1J VVTi with a W58 and really super ugly engine bay, ugly wiring. Everything about it was just, you know, Jesse kind of put it together, you know, a lot of himself, and you know, in his driveway at his parents' house. And so anyhow, you know, the plan was just kind of pull it out. We're going single turbo, and then a CD09 transmission with like the Collins adapter and everything with it.
Yeah,
so
I told Jesse, he went up and got some exhaust, got this stainless steel UJ, so we can make it. So
you can see right there we have, you know, the engine and tranny out. I ended up painting the engine bay as well for him, and it was all because it was just super ugly. But yeah, we painted it just a simple gloss black. I relocated his steering rack on there.
There's these two.
Cut and welded that thing, moved it forward. Scroll through a little bit more. See if we could find this. Yeah, so there we got the engine and tranny in there, getting like the turbo and everything all mocked up on it. David looks like a damn I don't know what David looks like. He looks like he's like a hermit or something. His hair's all long and crazy.
So that needs figured out. This was laying around because
it's just funny to see like David's haircuts going through here. But I need to swap. I need to delete some stuff off this memory card because it's getting ready to die. So give me a second. All right, we're back. So yeah, that was Jesse's drift car, and so yeah, moving right along. Where are we at? Okay, so here we are. This is the tour bus. You know, everybody's asking about or a lot of people have been asking about the RV lately. So since I've been doing a little bit more diesel stuff with the 6.7 on the channel recently, but basically this RV was kind of a not necessarily a mistake, but an accident. I mean, I'd seen it, then I thought about it for one night. The buy it now was like really cheap. It was like 900 and some bucks on this thing. Sight unseen, doesn't run from the auction. It's an 8.3 diesel pusher, like a 1992, as a, you know, essentially tour bus like looking motorhome thing. And so I seen it, and I was like, okay, well, you know, it's a mechanical thing. So, you know, at that point, you don't know exactly what's wrong with them. I would live a couple hours away from that auction, so it's kind of hard for me to go up there just to take a look at something, especially when it's like a buy it now, and you don't necessarily know if you're even going to get it, or, you know, by the time you get up there, somebody else is already going to buy it. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Let's just buy this thing. So I did, and so I got this crazy RV, and you know, the plan is kind of do an in-frame rebuild, but you know, I've just had so much other stuff on my plate recently. I haven't really had a chance to work on it. But yeah, look at that thing. That's my bus. And currently it's pretty much just sitting on the shop right now, you know, awaiting me to give it some attention. So kind of the plan is after the Supra gets, you know, kind of moving along early 2018, I kind of plan on finishing that. Yeah, that was in February, so maybe I'll start it in February. Maybe that's my thing. A project has to sit around a year before I'll start on it. Part 10 of the Supra, body kit and engine bay tubs. So kind of a continuation of where we were at before. I kind of talk about the tubs, show the body kit a little bit more, actually, you know, kind of more so mounted on there. And uh-oh, computer doesn't like this. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and skip this one. You guys already, a lot of you guys have seen the Supra things. We'll cancel that so it quits getting angry. And then another project. When was this? February 20th. So basically, I bought this this car at the auction, and it was a 2008 Saab 9.3. And I wish this. Maybe I should change the settings on this. So anyhow, this car right here, this is a 2008 Saab 9.3 Aero, which is the turbo V6 all-wheel drive version. You know, obviously at this time I already knew, you know, Jamie was pregnant, and you know, planning on moving in together, and you know, having the, you know, the baby and all that stuff. And so I was like, all right, well, Jamie needs like a nice car to have the baby in, and you know, cruise around and all that stuff. And so initially this car was going to be mine, this you know, this little sedan, but then I kind of fell in love with the whole wagon deal, because I currently had the red wagon at the time. And so I went ahead, and this is basically a parts car that I bought. This is a 2-liter front-wheel drive, whereas hers is a V6 all-wheel drive. So I bought this at the auction because those front-end parts are really, really expensive. Like the hood is like 600 and some bucks. The headlights were like, you know, 500 and some bucks a piece. The bumpers are like 400, you know, plus paint and radiator supports and, you know, radiator intercooler, all that crap, super expensive. So I ended up finding a radiator intercooler off a different car, and went ahead and put it on her. You know, the 2.8 and the 2-liter are a little bit different, but I got that thing done pretty quick. These Saabs, you know, they go together pretty easy. I mean, it's crazy to think that there's 10 parts of the Supra, and then you know, only one part of this thing, and I basically completely redid the whole front end of it. But that's basically the completed car after it was all said and done. And yeah, it turned out really good. So you can see that little yellow thing in the back. That leads us to the next thing. Aaron, her brother, Jamie's brother, ever since he was a youngin', ever since he was like 5 years old. He's always wanted to do like NASCAR's been into it, so he got himself a street stock. And so this is like, I think like a 72 or 74 Nova. I think it's 74 Nova. And kind of already race car'd out. Been a race car. It was a shell. He put a like a crate, like 350 in it. So anyhow, we're mixing up some paint, and I went ahead and painted his. I believe this was the interior of it. Yep, I went ahead and I painted the interior because it was all just gross. Painted that, and then we went ahead and we mixed up some red that I had as well, and sprayed that. It's just crazy, you know, the caliber of paint jobs. You know, like a race car like that. You're like, okay, let's wipe this thing down with a Scotch-Brite and sand it a little bit. He sanded on it for, you know, a couple of days here and there, but basically just shot it, you know. And I mean, it turned out pretty decent for just some single stage on a race car. But yeah, that was a fun little project that was in the shop for a little while. Yeah, that red was kind of transparent at first, but yeah, continuing on, we me and Jamie kind of went on a like a baby moon to Florida, and you know, went to Disney down there, and took, well, you know, we obviously took the baby, but the baby was in Jamie's tummy, and we met Adam LZ, hung out with him and Alberto. Then we also went to a car meet with him and Nicole, and we ended up taking their Miata. And this was kind of one of the first times that I had actually kind of hung out with Adam, you know, outside of when I met him at SEMA. A lot of people, you know, are curious like how I initially like met him, or, you know, kind of where this relationship spawned. And I don't know, it was just kind of, I was bugging him at SEMA, talking crap to him, telling him that he should have bought my 1JZ car. And you know, kind of from there we you know, got each other's contact information. I told him that me and Jamie were going to be in Florida, and I kind of met up with him there. And you know, I guess the rest is history. You know, we kind of did a couple other things. We had, you know, very similar mindset. You know, and you know, we both like working on cars and doing stuff like working on cars and making videos. So it just works out really well. That's you know, it was kind of like a little collab in the beginning that turned into just like a really good friendship. So, and then so we got back from there, and you know, it always, you know, it seems like it's always an effort, or my efforts are always, you know, towards like cleaning up the shop. So we got some pallet racks, got them back to the shop, and you know, bought them off Craigslist or whatever. Got them back to the shop, just tore the whole shop up. I mean, I don't even know how many times we've done this, but it's always a mess when we do this. I mean, there's just so much crap in there, and I throw stuff on other stuff, and I have cars that are shelves, and so you can see us kind of cleaning up the whole shop there. Squeaking along, we decided to go ahead and put cars on pallet racks, because that was something I've always wanted to do. I have too many damn cars, and you know, they just take up too much damn space. But they're not projects I want to get rid of. They're not projects I want sitting around taking up the whole shop, because there's plenty of other projects I could be doing. So me and David are kind of bickering with each other, talking about how we're going to get these guys up there. And you can see right here, this is we borrowed the neighbor's forklift, and then we stuffed the S14 shell, which is basically a backup car for my drift car. It's already caged and everything, ready to go. There's no subframes in it. There's no diff. There's no nut. I mean, it's super light. Or there's no diff in it. There's subframes, and it's basically a rolling shell. So that's why it's on top, because it's the lightest. Then we went ahead and we put the Civic up there, and that you know, that's a decent spot for it. It's right in the middle, and then my Datsun is currently under it. But you can see that we pushed the Integra under there, and I sold the Integra shortly after that. Yeah, so we stuffed that guy in there. That was like a super proud moment. You know, every time I came into the shop for like the next month, you know, I just would like look up at the rack of the cars that we had sitting up there. Moving on to the Supra, we finally got the engine bay. You can see I'm kind of welding stuff, you know, not welding stuff, but I got stuff welded and kind of tacked in the beginning of this video. used some panel bond to kind of seal up all the edges and stuff. Let that stuff sit for a couple days, grinded it down, went ahead and did a ton of body work. I mean, sanding all that crap in the engine bay was just a major pain. But tons of body work in and around the whole area. Kind of squeaked to the end over here, and I went ahead and epoxy primed the engine bay, and then got it in actual primer. So it yeah, there I'm spraying the actual like high build on top of all that. So yeah, we got that done. Then continuing, I went ahead and I purchased me another enclosed trailer. I was getting ready to go to a drift event down in Texas, and it's just a super pain in the butt being an open trailer in a camper shell, and you like literally almost break your back like loading everything in and out of the camper shell all the time, whereas in an enclosed trailer you can just keep everything in there. So I found this one. I posted like a wanted ad on Craigslist, and ended up getting a really good deal on this. It was a 2001 Pace 24 foot that had already been kind of used as a race car trailer. And you know, paint on the outside wasn't necessarily the greatest, but had some nice things on the inside, a little battery box and everything in there. But yeah, that's I got that thing. But then we got back to the shop, and I basically finished working on my my drift car. I was getting ready to paint it. Actually, I did paint it. I was talking about doing some different stripes on the front. This is the bad thing about doing this style of videos. I have to deal with all the advertisements on it. Yeah, you can see I'm kind of messing with the idea of some stripes on the hood. Basically got it all masked off. I replaced the front fenders, did some body work on the quarters. You know, just basically refreshed my car because it had been painted for I think 3 or 4 years or so. And I also did like a new bumper and new rear bumper and all that. But yeah, that was one of those things where I stayed up for like 2 days, you know, painting that thing, just like almost killing myself trying to get it done to try to get it ready for this event. And you know, basically it was drying in the trailer kind of on the way down to Texas to actually do that. So you can see me kind of going through the process. I've you know, I always like painting my own stuff. It's definitely the easiest way to do it, you know, versus like paying a shop to do it, and you can kind of control the quality. It's a major pain, you know, doing it all yourself, but you know, because especially if you kind of turn into a perfectionist halfway. Yeah, so that's the drift car, getting it kind of spraying the green down on it. I feel like people are kind of getting tired of my drift car. It's just been on the channel for too long. Not too long, but you know, it's just been around for a long time. So trying to find it like kind of completed. Yeah, here's the end. I always love the fresh new paint. Yeah, you can see it kind of in the background if I'd quit yakking. Yeah, look pretty nice. I spent a while yakking about that. So we're at like 24 minutes or so right now. Then this was the event. Aaron Losey from Lone Star Drift, he runs an awesome series down in Texas, and he invited basically Adam, Taylor Ray, and me down there to kind of come down. I brought my drift car. I think it was like a 16-hour drive, 17-hour drive down to Houston, and you know, met Adam and Nicole there, and I kind of took care of them while they were there. They you know, picked them up from the airport, brought them to the event, and you know, back and forth to the hotels and stuff, and that was awesome. There, let him drive my car, and that's, you know, I was basically telling him there. I don't think he had went to Japan yet, so he was still in the mode where where all he wanted to do was, or what he was currently doing, like his 3/4 stroker. So I was kind of trying to convince him, talking crap to him right here, telling him that that's all he needed in his car. And it's just funny because now, like, Adam's mindset as far as like drifting is completely changed. He's not about like this big crazy power thing. He just wants like a nice reliable car that's, you know, decent power and is basically the same as a lot of the people that you drive with. So that event was a lot of fun, and literally like the Texas events. That's the most fun I've ever had driving my drift car, pretty much, just because there's so many people, and the way Aaron sets up his events, you just run like laps, like hot laps around the track. I had a bunch of tires that I needed to get rid of, so I posted a Craigslist ad for free tires, and I found 2 people that basically wanted them all. So I kind of distributed them between both of them. So I loaded up this whole thing of tires, and you know, got it all stuffed, my whole enclosed trailer just full of tires, and you can see us just kind of throwing them over there right now. That just took forever, and got them all loaded up, got rid of all them damn tires. That was a pain in the butt. And yeah, then what else? I raced my buddy Blake. So this is one of the guys that I dropped off. He was like building, he had all these goats and shit. But he was building like a tire fence, like windbreaker thing. And yeah, I also raced my buddy Blake's 335 XI in the drift car, and you know, kind of was talking crap to him too. But this is my Saab. This is my current Saab right here. My most fun daily driver I've ever had. This is the one over here. This is the 2006 9.3 Aero, and it's the turbo V6 front-wheel drive, but it's a 6-speed manual transmission and a wagon. And so basically I bought it from the auction, wrecked in the front, and then I think it was like 2 weeks later I found this car on Craigslist. And this was, I think I bought it for like $400 or something, $300. Basically has an issue with like the timing chain or something broke, and the body in the back is all dented and messed up, but the whole front end of it was actually pretty clean. So I basically pieced together all of the parts off of this and yanked all the parts off of that and put them on my car, and then got it going very, very similar to what happened to Jamie's car. And as far as, you know, like the process and everything, basically I had to cut off the radiator supports and you know, kind of pull some stuff out, and yeah, it actually turned out really well. And I mean, it's my favorite car so far as daily driver goes. But and it's fast too. In this video, I think I took it for a test drive, and it was like spinning second gear, like just like rolling into it. So it's definitely a cool car. Here it is, kind of completed in the end, all said and done. And yeah, so then you know, here's another you know, Adam thing. Basically, I was, like I said a long time ago, I was telling him when I met him at SEMA, I was like, hey, you know, you should have bought my 1JZ car. But then he bought Nicole's car, which was the SR20 S13 hatch, which was basically what I had before, was an S13 hatch with a 1JZ in it. And you know, I told him, I was like, hey, if you ever like need help doing a JZ swap, we could probably do it in a weekend. And I don't think he necessarily believed me at first. And you know, I told him, I was like, yeah, if we get all the right parts. So after the Texas thing, he went home, I went home. He ended up having blew up Nicole's SR, and then literally called me the day that he blew it up and was like, hey, can we do a 1JZ swap like soon? And I was like, yeah. And literally I bought plane tickets that night or the next night, and he flew me and Jamie out there, and I think the next day we went and picked up a 1J. We had like tons and tons of parts just overnighted, and you know, from all over the country, and literally put this thing together in like 3 days in his garage. So that was a really fun process. You could see I was bringing like my spare parts. You know, a lot of the JZX 100s, or the 1Js, they're the electronic throttle body with the immobilized ECU, so they're kind of a pain. So I brought like, you know, ECU throttle body, wiring harness, mass airflow sensor, basically everything to convert it over. But he ended up getting, you know, wiring specialties harness, and you know, we made it work with pretty much all his stuff, but we ended up having to use my ECU, so that was kind of a good thing that I brought it, because his was bad. So yeah, there we are picking up the engine, and he did the R54 route and made it pretty simple. Yeah, we got that thing going, and it was literally driving. I think it was driving the second day, and I think on the third day we took it to a drift event with like Haggard Garage, and they had their whole you know, giveaway thing there. I got to drive Taylor Ray's Corvette too. That was pretty cool. It's like a stock banana seat, and that thing was just like throwing me all over. Yeah, that thing was a lot of fun. But Nicole's car ran great. It was had a couple overheating issues, but yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Let's see. So then I got back and I was like, okay, well I have this Integra 240. Those like OGs. You guys will remember this car from way back when. This car is my very first drift car. This has been around since I literally started this channel. Maybe not that. The first car I did on this channel was the Mustang. And I went ahead and I basically just gathered up all the random crap that like K stuff I had laying around and put it on this car just to get it going. It was turboed. I pulled the turbo stuff off of it and sold it, and basically was trying to do like a little nitrous thing. So I put like coilovers, you know, some like used coilovers I had laying around, and a header and a nitrous kit, and then I took it, you know, took it out and went to the drift event with it. So that wasn't too bad. Then let's see, road trip to get some more Supras. So we went ahead and we went up to Minnesota, and we got this like super wrecked one. I borrowed my buddy's 2-car trailer, and basically just like set out on this like 50-some hour road trip to pick up these 2 Supras across the country. See if he could see a damn. Me and Dave like talking crap to each other. Oh, we stopped at this guy Rick Taylor's shop, and I was checking out his wheelies. This is one of my dream cars. I want like a 41 Willys coupe. I want to build one eventually. Yeah, he had this crazy one in there. Come on, where's the Supras at? Yeah, here we are on our way home. Can't really see it. Hold on, there we are. Wrecked Supra in the back. Talking about trailer maintenance. We got home and we got them unloaded too. I want to show you that part. Yeah, the wrecked one was a pain in the butt to get off the trailer because we had to use the neighbor's forklift. Yeah, there we are, squeaking that thing off the trailer. Crazy thing. So that is basically just the parts car for my car, as far as like interior diff, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, there's that guy. Then went to a drift event, and this was Drift Colorado Round 1, the first competition of the season. And I ended up getting in. Yeah, it was the first drift event of the season in Colorado, and I got in a wreck with a Mustang. You can see right there. I basically like was trying to downshift, and he just didn't have anywhere to go. Yeah, see right there. I basically just kind of parked it, and he hit me with his passenger door. So, but I didn't win that event. I don't know what I did. But then we went to a barbecue, like a local like Supra, like Colorado Facebook group that I'm in, and there's like over 20 like Mark IV Supras and a bunch of Supra owners there. So I think there's a little over 100 Mark IVs in Colorado, so which is pretty nuts that are all on this group. I think actually a little bit more. Then I bought this $300 BMW budget drift car. I didn't really get to that for a couple months. We'll get to that in a little bit. Then had the Supra hatch sandblasted, and you know, it was a rusty piece laying around. I assumed that I was gonna find a clean one, and I never did. So I figured the best thing to do was just go ahead and get this one painted, and then use the man, my computer is mad. And then use the glass out of the wrecked Supra, because it's pretty tweaked. And then I went ahead and I fired up the Datsun that had been sitting forever. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's my great grandma's car. I got it when I was 14, and I swapped a fully built SR20 into it, and it's a little bit overkill, but basically it's just waiting on a fuel system. So I think me and Jamie took that for, I went ahead and I washed it, and then we took it for a rip. I think I swapped a different wideband in it, and then it ran great. But yeah, then did another drift event. I didn't win that one either, but I did pretty decent in the I think I got like 4th or something. I'm not exactly sure. And we had a baby. June 29th, 2017. We had a baby. This is me and Jamie.
Yeah.
This is me and Jamie on the way to the hospital.
What gave you the sign? You don't want to talk about it. Yeah, so some things, like some signs happen.
Yeah, so anyhow,
And then, so
I might have to let my computer chill for a minute, because this isn't working that great. 36 minutes, man, I need to quit. Alright, we're taking a pause break. Alright, we're back again. And so yeah, baby right here, but that baby is sleeping in the other room right now, and she's like 6 months old as of 2 days ago. So that's like insane. She's crazy. She's got her own little personality, and she like sits up by herself and eats like banana stuff off a spoon and makes a bunch of faces and farts all the time. And she's a cute baby. She's a good baby, but healthy, happy baby. Jamie's healthy, and yeah. So this was uh-oh. Don't tell me. Okay, there we are. So here's Jamie, like freaking out, like because it was getting close. She's feeling it, and so
Oh, hey Jamie, how you feeling?
yeah, she had like higher blood pressure too. So that was like 646, and like our family and everybody was still around at that time.
Got here. Our stuff kind of happened like 6 this morning. It's like 6:48 at night.
And then I think it was less than an hour later, or about an hour later, we had a baby. We had a baby on the table.
A baby. Yes. A baby.
Yep, 8:42. At least 2 hours later.
Yes.
It's crazy. She doesn't even look the same. I was like so freaked out right there. I was just like shaking because there's this baby just out. And it's just crazy because like once the baby's out and like baby's crying, they just like leave you.
What do you think?
It was the first time Jamie held a baby.
6 pound, 13 ounce baby Carson. 20 3/4 inches.
She was like barely opening her eyes too. Yeah, that was definitely a trip. We stayed there for like 2 days in the hospital, like that night, the next night.
So, this little thing. Hey Carson. How you doing? What is that thing? It doesn't look like a boob I could eat. I don't want it.
Yeah, such a cute baby.
There it goes.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, you know, the biggest life change right there for 2017 was the baby.
There are little beds here.
We ripped her home in the sob. That was such a weird feeling, like going home too.
Maybe she'll try home. Jamie's a girl. Jamie should be.
Then we instantly brought her home and compared her to the size of the turbo for the Supra.
Yeah, little baby exhaust housing. What AR do you think that is?
Yeah, that was a tiny baby. And then another huge thing for 2017, the giveaway car. So I bought the SR20 DET swapped super clean S14 from my buddy, and I've had this thing kind of like lingering in my head for the past like 3 years of wanting to do a giveaway car, and it just all kind of worked out at once. So yeah, I talked a little bit about it here. I didn't tell anybody about the giveaway yet, and until it was like officially official, and then we did. Yeah, that was an awesome car. So then we what did we do? I bought a house. So it was literally like, baby, I'd already closed on the house, and I had owned the house for I think like a month and a half or 2 months. But basically the guy who I bought the house from was like a friend of the family, and we didn't go through realtors, we just wrote contracts and stuff. And anyhow, I guess I don't own it. The bank owns it. I own a mortgage to a house. So anyhow, we went to Sam's Club and bought a bed. Figured out what kind of bed we wanted. We took the baby there and kind of cruised around. Need to free up some of that for some of that memory. And then I showed you guys the house after we moved a bunch of stuff in. My Craigslist bedroom furniture we got a brand new bed.
Look how close that door is. You could feel. Yeah, it's completely.
Yeah, there's the bed with the thing on there. 15-second non-skippable. It's not bad when you're watching a video, but when you're trying to skip through videos and you get the advertisements, you're like, oh no.
No closet right here. Go down the hallway.
And we got the couches.
I very excited. So these couches. So this was their favorite one. So the leather isn't worn. It's just the dye came off it. So outside.
Had an enclosed trailer. Loading all the crap in there.
Plan is to.
And then the garage.
I don't know. See how much space is like right here.
So yeah,
so this is like 2-car.
That's pretty much the house. Back to the super build. More primer. I think this was a good intro. This is why I saved it.
Primer gray.
Yeah, streets primer gray. So we ended up sanding on the Supra, like the outside of the Supra. Guide coating everything, blocking it, and I don't know, it's taken a long time, I know. Watching all these videos now, you're like, hey, bud, why is it taking you so long?
You can see that one actually has a lot.
And then this is when I actually officially announced the giveaway car. This was our little like pretty montage. Yep, that was our pretty montage. Then Adam LZ came to town, literally like, I think it was like a week and a half or 2 weeks after we moved into the house. And they stayed with us for, I think it was about a week. But we fixed his broken transmission, went to Nationwide Car Meet, went to like kind of a little private drift day with them. I was supposed to actually go down to I was actually supposed to go down to Texas with them right after this, but
that's what I gotta do. It was really good, the power too. Like it didn't really feel like it.
I drove his truck and his trailer.
Wasn't. It just felt like you're driving.
Me and him were talking about his.
Yeah, this thing's.
That's like goals right there. That truck and trailer setup.
I'm sorry, Big Dirty. I still love you.
That's the house too. Yeah, finishing up his transmission, figuring all that stuff out, and then he kind of helped me promote the giveaway car too, and we basically drove those things up Pikes Peak. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we drove his SR and my SR up Pikes Peak.
Can you look at that car?
I think it's so pretty. Then me and him went to like a little private track day together. That's one of the boosted boys right there, and you can tell by the flip-flops. Yeah, that's IMI, our local track. So it was just crazy that me and Adam actually had our cars in the same state and we're actually able to drive together, so that was really cool. Let's see what else. Giveaway cart. We got the engine in, so basically the whole plan with that thing was remove the SR and do a 2J and basically make like a baby brother, like a super clean baby brother of my drift car for the street. Painted everything, made it super nice, and yeah, did all the deletes and like the twin turbo delete, did single turbo, R54 transmission, bunch of excessive manufacturing parts, painted a lot of stuff, made it all pretty. Put on the mounts right there.
Basically the driver's side or the left-hand side of the motor.
And then I took you guys for a rip, and I wanted to show you guys how dope the 2J was. And then I did a Bernie. And then another thing, this is I installed some injectors in my truck, some like stage 1.5, 180cc, like 30 over nozzle injectors, and adrenaline high pressure oil pump for my truck, which is a 2002 F250 with 7.3 Power Stroke. And this was kind of a major thing for me because I've had my truck for I think over 7 years now, 6 or 7 years, and you know, I've always wanted to do injectors and, you know, some upgrades to it. And you know, I finally kind of, you know, had the means to make that happen, and so I worked with Full Force on you know, with a set of these injectors, and kind of did a cool little install, and kind of breathed new life into my truck, because at that point, high pressure oil pump was kind of going out on it. It was losing power, and you know, all that. So this definitely made it like a whole new beast. So it I don't know, he rips now. So that was like the first startup, and I had. One of the banks was not plugged in, so I was only running on 4 cylinders at that point, and it still ran. Yeah, then we did the first drive
clip on my head cam
in
like that Sony 4K
in the giveaway car.
Random thing.
Yeah, the Garrett, we had a Gen 2 GTX 3076 on that thing, and it came on like instantly and just sounded like a jet the whole time. Made like another little like a promo video. I kind of was playing with like a lot of montages and stuff, trying to promote the giveaway, and you know, have like nice like shareable style videos versus just my random like long. But yeah, that was basically the completed project right there. Then we took it to the dyno. And it made like 442 horsepower on like 16 pounds of boost, all stock ECU and everything. Then went to Drift Colorado Round 5, which was the last event of the season. And this was kind of when I kind of set it in stone for the championship or whatever. Oh, hey, Jamie. Jamie's coming in, but yeah. This was me and Levi tandeming for the final battles of the night, like the top 4. These were some of the most fun runs I think I had of 2017. Yeah, that was when I actually started driving, not like a little girl. He was banging on his door telling me to get close to him. Well, we went one more time after this run. But yeah, so I basically won that event, and that set me up to win the championship for Drift Colorado. So I got first in points for the whole season in here, and I actually won this little. Actually won this trophy up there. That's like a custom made one. Yeah, so I did that. I didn't have like a video on like the little banquet that we went to, but I did it. Then we have a winner. So this is Thomas. He's from New York. He's the guy who ended up winning the S14. So we went and picked him up from the airport, brought him down. We initially were going to hand deliver the car, but I ended up having some issues with my enclosed trailer. And, you know, time schedule and everything, it just made more sense just to fly him down. Literally, like, we bought tickets the night before, flew him in, and then showed him the car, showed him around it, and then shipped it out to him. So he got that thing all safe and sound. I think it was like 2 weeks later or something. And then, you know, I guess another huge moment is I painted the S14. So you can see right here, I already had the jams and engine bay and everything all painted. I should have honestly just painted the whole car as a whole like this with the doors on the outside of it, you know, like, because it was such a pain in the butt, like masking this whole thing off. But yeah, we got it all. I laid down some what is that stuff, sealer. I put down some sealer and then went ahead and started painting it. So that's probably the biggest thing for most of you guys in this channel. But put down this like pinkish copper looking like base coat, and then you do like a transparent red coat on top of that, and that's what gives it such like a really cool, cool like color and like depth to the color. Yeah, there's the Supra getting painted, which is kind of crazy still. It's crazy to go in the shop and still see it in one color. So, but I am planning on like re-clear coating the car. And then we went to SEMA, seen another red Supra there. You know, met up with a lot of cool people, and you know, just kind of in general checked out the show. I want one of those. And then I brought back the budget BMW. So the budget BMW was that $300 BMW I bought kind of towards the beginning of the year, and just did a quick little build on it. Did like extended welded diff, coilovers, seat, and put a little extension on the handbrake, and went and thrashed it at this like little practice day, and it did a really good job. So I kind of want to do some more stuff with that in 2017, but I'm not sure exactly what. Mostly I would like to do kind of like some thrash car stuff with other cars, so maybe look forward to some stuff like that, maybe do some more power. And then, you know, probably actually my most recent project is I picked up the 2011 F350 at the auction, basically needing a motor, and yeah, so I bought it kind of the same thing with the RV, mechanical failure, you know, sight unseen, hadn't seen it, hadn't really looked at it, hadn't done anything other than like seen pictures of it on the internet, and I'm just like, alright, well, let's see if I get this. So I ended up getting it, and turns out it ended up needing an engine. I kind of diagnosed that in this video, kind of had like a skip in it, and then the glow plug tip also fell off. I was kind of waiting to figure out what to do with that. I got these shop cabinets, and kind of put together a really nice setup over by my painting, like in front of the Supra, kind of cleaning up the shop. Like I said, always trying to clean up the shop. Then I ordered some 2Js, one's for my uncle, one's for the Supra, and so we went ahead and kind of checked those things out. I did a compression test and lost the footage on that. Dave got himself an SC300, a poor man Supra. Oh no.
Remember that my passport is in my sock drawer. Okay, I'll remember that. Ooh, thanks.
So yeah, Dave got a 1JZ S13 or SC300. And then I show you guys my Super Baller turbo setup for the.
And this manifold is,
yeah, look at that. That's my future fabrication V-band turbo manifold with the Garrett GTX 3584 RS turbo. That's like 1,000 horsepower capable and like a small frame like that. Tile wastegate, all that stuff. So 2018. Then I went ahead and pulled the cab on the truck. Got the engine yanked out of it because I found I bought a replacement like 2015 engine for it. So got the cab yanked up on it. Got the engine all out of it, sitting on the ground, and ended up like painting the frame and stuff, and kind of cleaning it up a little bit, making it a little bit.
Hi, can I interrupt you again?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's about Missy.
And what is it? Here, let's show the baby. Everybody, this is the baby. That's Jamie. That's the baby. How you doing?
Hi.
And she's 6 months and 2 days now. You're that old, huh? You're really old, huh? And right now, right now she's happy. She's like, she doesn't know that I make movies yet. Yeah, but look at this. Look at this cute little girl. Hey, baby, look at that over there. Who is that? Is that you? Is that you on the camera? She's like, ooh, no, I want to bang on this keyboard. That's what she likes doing. What else? What else did we do in 2017?
What did we do?
Yeah, what did we do?
I don't know what you already said. A baby.
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we did have a baby.
We had a baby. We got a house. Those are the big things.
Baby.
And
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Baby's like a little, she likes to be like a little monkey. I stick her up here. She just sits up there sometimes
What you doing?
while I chill on the computer.
Hi.
She's making noises now. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only gonna film for like another minute or so. 2 minutes maybe. So then I'll come hang out with the baby. Crazy baby. Those of you guys who know or who are our family or have families and little babies and stuff, you guys always Snapchat me. It's really cool. It's definitely changed like my whole, kind of mindset towards a lot of things, having a baby. What was that thing? Oh, and then I fixed the truck, and that's the most recent videos. So got the engine in there, got it all tuned, EGR delete, exhaust, all that stuff, and took her for some rips. So that's I guess that's pretty much it. 2017's been crazy. This video is probably like 40 minutes long because I've actually been filming it for like over 40 minutes. But yeah, again, I appreciate you guys, all watching, tuning in, sharing the videos with your friends, Snapchatting me all the time, showing me pictures of your family, your car. I try to reply to a lot of that stuff, but with the channel growing and everything, and it's hard to keep up with absolutely everything. So there's definitely some other things I'm slacking on, but 2018 should be pretty cool. Definitely want to try to button up a lot of the projects laying around, and I got some really cool ideas kind of in my head. But let me know what you guys want to see in. Let me know what your favorite video of mine has been out of all of them, 2017 or not, and what you would kind of like to see me do in 2018. So I feel very fortunate, that YouTube is kind of my full-time thing now, and that I'm essentially kind of able to live out my dream, building cars and making videos and sharing it all with you guys. So again, without you guys watching the videos and supporting me and all that stuff, it definitely wouldn't be possible. We are planning on doing another giveaway car kind of early-ish mid 2018, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. So you guys have a good one.